Satya Dharma Reflection on February 7th, 2022. Amidst Buddhist places, amidst the land of the Buddhas and the Arahants, the noble ones, everywhere, the lifestyles of the humans and non-humans which overlay on top of these places. In all cases of karma, the delusion of the projection, determination within duties, works, career, earning the living. Even the attempt to dwell in the way of solitude, still attempting to dwell. May all karma of all humans and non-humans be forgiven. Ahosi, Ahosi, Ahosi. Make a conclusion to purify the delusion to dwell and to fixate well with it. Without the enabling to purify the attempt to dwell and to fixate, it will continue as karma and difficulties for a lengthy period of time, on and on. That is unable to give ending to samsara, to the cycle of becomings. Well, to purify with the conclusion, purify through the disregard itself, disregard even from the disregard itself, well with it. Disregard even from the disregard itself, so that it will purify through the extinction towards the delusion to dwell and to fixate, so that it will not become realm of existence. A tiny bit of attempting to dwell, it becomes realm of existence already. Trying to be with the elements of earth, air, water and fire, or with the climate, it becomes realms of existence. Attempting to dwell within the body and mind, within states of mind and states of dharma, this is all about realm of existence totally. It's not about attempting to dwell. The anatta is not about trying to be. Anicca is not about trying to be. Well, to purify the delusion to be, so that it will not become realm of existence, not becoming, cycle of becoming, or samsara. Disregard even from the disregard itself. Don't be stuck with just attachment or detachment. Let's purify the disregard itself. Let's not be stuck with just the opinions regarding attachment or detachment. Let's purify the titi or the opinion simultaneously. Disregard even from the disregard itself, well with it. The disregard is not itself. No is not even no itself. So don't be obsessed with the titi regarding yes or no. To be obsessed with just titi, it will be aggravated. It will be restless. It will be trapped within itself and circling within itself. Therefore, all about titi is actually the attempt to be, dwelling within titi. In other words, it's a kind of state of mind. So therefore, it becomes trying to be with the states of mind. So, well, to disregard, even from the disregard itself, then it will not be about attempting to be with anything. There will be no involvement with anything all by itself. Automatically, it will not be about any involvement with anything. Purify well, uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself. The awareness within knowing and seeing is a kind of attempting to do well. It's still realm of existence. Disregard even from the disregard itself constantly, so that it will purify the delusion within seeing and knowing. The attempt to be aware within knowing and seeing is a kind of attempting to do well. It is a kind of a realm of existence. Disregard is not the disregard itself. Disregard even from the disregard itself. Constantly, then it will not become samsara in attempting to be or to fixate. Who would realize that the attempt to see or to know is the kind of attempting to dwell within titi, within knowing and seeing. It remains as samsara. There's a lot of the delusion to see and to know. How can we purify it? Purify the purifier itself. Disregard, even from the disregard itself, is actually the disregard that purifies itself, the letting go that lets go of itself, the discards that discards itself, letting go of the letting go itself. Disregard, even from the disregard itself, is actually let go of the letting go itself, discards the discard itself. It not becomes opinionated at all. It is the reminder that purifies itself, the recalls that purifies itself. Nothing will be left to become samsara at all. Each reminder of disregard, even from the disregard itself, it purifies itself at the same time. It's called the purifying that purifies the purifier. This is the essence of the enlightenment entirely. It's not something to be circled with. To use the disregard, to disregard from something, that is creating a circling already. Disregard, even from the disregard itself, is not about using the disregard to try to disregard from something. This is about discard the discard itself, letting go of the letting go itself. So that it will not be obsessed to become realm of existence on and on. The ongoing stillness and indifference remains as realm of existence. There is still involvement, significance and meanings within stillness and indifference. Still giving meanings and significance still remains as samsara of realm of existence. If disregard, even from the disregard itself, it will not be about anything within stillness or not, within indifference or not.
ไม่ใช่อะไรในเฉยไม่เฉยไปเองเลยไม่ใช่อะไรในนิ่งไม่นิ่งไปเองเลย
Naturally, it will not be about anything within being indifferent or not, being still or not.
ไม่ใช่อะไรในสงบไม่สงบไปเองเลยลูกไม่ใช่อะไรในเกิดในดับไปเองเลย
Naturally, it will not be about anything within being peaceful or not. Naturally, it will not be about anything within arising or ceasing.
ที่มันจะยิ่งกว่าเกิดแก่เจ็บตาย
Which is gonna be beyond birth, old age, sickness, and death.
มันไม่ใช่สังสารวัฏลูกมันไม่เป็นสังสารวัฏ
It is not samsara, it will not become samsara. It is not about circling. Disregard, even from the disregard itself, is the cutting that cuts itself.
มันไม่ใช่สังสารวัฏ
It's not samsara.
ไม่ใช่การวนเวียน
It's not about circling.
ไม่มีหญิงไม่มีชายไป
There's no gender, no male or female automatically.
เพศไม่ไว้ไปเอง
No genders, no age automatically. Not about new or old, not before nor after automatically.
มันจะไม่ใช่อะไรในอะไรไปเอง
Naturally, it will not be about anything within anything. Well, to make a conclusion to purify.
ที่มันล้างในสรุปเอง
The conclusion that purifies itself.
สรุปตัวสรุปเอง
Concludes the conclusion itself. Well with it.
ไม่เอาไม่เอง
Disregard that doesn't grasp itself.
ไม่กระทั่งไม่เอง
Disregard even from the disregard itself.
เรียกว่าสรุปไอ้ตัวสรุปเองเลย
This is concludes the conclusion itself.
นี่แหละเรียกว่า
This is called
ตัดชาติช่วยกันยุติ
cut through the
ภพชาติช่วยกัน
reincarnation,
ยุติโลก
giving ending to the cycle of samsara to help one another.
กรุณาและมหากรุณาไปเอง
This is the nature of compassion and great compassion.
อะไรๆที่มันไม่ได้เริ่มต้นด้วย
Whatever that doesn't begin with grasping, it is the essence of the blessing automatically.
แต่ถ้ามันพยายามจะไม่
If there is attempting to disregard, it's because there is grasping for the disregard, grasping for the liberation, grasping for nibbana. Therefore, it never be nibbana. Being stuck with just grasping.
ไม่เอาแม้กระทั่งไม่เอาเอง
No grasping even to the non-grasping itself.
ไม่เอาก็ล้างไม่เอาเองเลยลูก
Purify the non-grasping itself, not becoming samsara, not becoming titi.
ถ้ามัวแต่เอาไม่เอามันก็เป็นทิฏฐิอยู่นั่นเดี๋ยวสังสารวัฏแห่งทิฏฐิ
To be obsessed with just desire or no desire, it continue to be samsara of titi on and on.
ไม่เอาที่ไม่ใช่ไม่เอาเองลูก
No grasping is not non-grasping itself. No grasping even to the non-grasping itself. Purify the non-grasping itself.
อย่างนี้ไม่วนเวียน
Like this is not circling. Naturally, it will give ending to the circling.
เอาสิ่งที่ไม่ใช่สังสารวัฏแหละไปจบช่วยสังสารวัฏ
Using that which is not samsara to help give ending to samsara.
มัวแต่ทิฏฐิมัวแต่เกาะทิฏฐิความเห็นความหมายอยู่นั่น
Being obsessed with just titi. Being fixated to opinions and meanings on and on.
เป็นสังสารวัฏแห่งทิฏฐิอยู่นั่น
Continue to become samsara of titi on and on.
วันๆนึงมีแต่ฟุ้งซ่านตั้งโจทย์ขึ้นมาฟุ้งซ่านอยู่เรื่อยๆ
Each day, there is only the restlessness. Always enable the setup of problems.
ยังต้องไม่อยู่สิ
Still fixated with disregarding or not disregarding.
กลายเป็นทิฏฐิในการไม่ทันที
Still fixated with titi. the disregard that doesn't purify itself. It becomes the tithi of disregarding.
ไม่เกี่ยวไม่ล้างอันนี้ไม่เกี่ยวเองมันก็กลายเป็นทิฏฐิเนี่ยไม่เกี่ยวไปทันที
The uninvolved, which doesn't purify itself, instantly turns into the tithi of the uninvolved.
ไม่เกี่ยวก็ล้างไม่เกี่ยวสิ
Purify the uninvolved itself. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself.
จะได้อยู่แค่ทิฏฐิว่าเกี่ยวไม่เกี่ยว
Then it is not stuck with just involvement or uninvolvement.
มัวแต่ติดปัญญา
Being obsessed with attachment to the wisdoms.
มัวแต่ทิฏฐิ
Being obsessed with tithi circling.
แค่ตัวเห็นธรรมดานี่ก็ทิฏฐิแล้ว
Just the common seer is already a tithi.
ไม่แม้กระทั่งไม่เองดิ
Disregard even from the disregard itself.
มันจะได้ไม่มัวแต่ห่วงเห็นไม่เห็น
So that it will not be concerned with just
มันจะได้ไม่มัว
seeing or not seeing, knowing or not knowing.
นะหาตรัสรู้ตรงๆเลย
Be direct with the essence of the enlightenment of cutting deluded knowing.
อย่างนั้นในตัว
Otherwise, the delusion of knowing is a lot.
การรู้มันเยอะ
Samsara of knowing is a lot.
เกิดดับๆก็ได้รู้
Samsara of knowing and seeing is a lot. It is actually the domain of the becoming.
ตัวรู้ตัวเห็นน่ะ
The knower and the seer
นี่เลยดันเกิดเลยน่ะ
is the domain of the becoming.
ไม่แม้กระทั่งไม่เอง
Disregard even from the disregard itself.
มันจะได้ไม่หลงเกิดดับๆนี่รู้นี่เห็นอะไร
Then there is no arising or ceasing within seeing or knowing.
มันจะได้ไม่เกี่ยวกับรู้ไม่รู้ไปเองไม่เกี่ยวกับเห็นไม่เห็นไปเอง
Automatically, there will be no concern with seeing or not seeing, knowing or not knowing.
มัวแต่เกาะรู้มัวแต่เกาะเห็นเป็นเพราะเป็นภูมิ
The obsession with clinging to the seeing and the knowing is the realm of existence.
ไม่แม้กระทั่งไม่เอง
Disregard even from the disregard itself continuously. Disregard purifies itself.
ล้างตัวหลงเกาะหลงยึดให้เอง
Naturally, it will purify the delusion to hold on and to cling.
มันจะไม่ใช่การคอยหลงเกาะหลงยึดไปเอง
Naturally, it will not be about the delusion to cling or to hold on.
ประโยคเดียวก็ล้างในประโยคนั้นเลย
A single sentence must purify itself. Don't create a lineage from a single sentence.
เอาไปต่อประโยคเอาไปต่อ
A single sentence is added.
เอาทำไปแยกแยะเอาทำไปจะลงเอาทำไปปรุงเอาทำไปแต่งเอาทำไปงอกเงย
The Dharma is taken to be enhanced, to be fabricated, and to be developed.
ทำที่นัตตาในธรรม
The Dharma is anatta in itself.
ทำที่มันไม่มีความหมายด้วยความเป็นธรรมอะไรเลย
The Dharma has no meaning in itself at all.
ทำเองไม่ใช่ทำเหมือนกัน
The Dharma is not Dharma
ไปต่อ
either.
ไปเติมไปแต่งเอาไปงอกเอาไปเงย
However, the Dharma is being fabricated, is being added and enhanced.
เอาสิ่งที่ไม่ใช่ไปใช่
That which is not is misled as it is.
เอาสิ่งที่ไม่ใช่การเอาไปเอา
That which is not about grasping is used to grasp.
เป็นสังสารวัฏไปเรื่อยวน
It
เวียนไปเรื่อย
continues to circle, to be samsara on and on.
ไม่เอา
Let's
ไม่เอา
purify.
เลยลูกไม่เอาไม่
Purify
เอา
the non-grasping itself. No grasping even to the non-grasping itself. This is not about not wanting, not grasping, not being obsessed with such a thing.
ไม่ใช่ไม่เอา
It's not about not
ไม่
wanting.
เอาแม้กระทั่งไม่เอาเอง
Purify it. No grasping even to the non-grasping itself.
ทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างที่หลงเอาทำไปงอกเงยหลงเอาทำไปปรุงแต่งหลงปรุงแต่งทำ
May the karma of enhancing the Dharma, deludedly taking the Dharma to fabricate Dharma, and the delusion to fabricate Dharma.
เอาสิ่งที่ ที่ไม่ใช่ไปใช่เอาสิ่งที่ไม่ใช่การเอาไปเอา
making believe towards something that is not, grasping towards something that is not about grasping,
จนกลายเป็นสังสารวัฏแห่งทิฏฐิจนกลายเป็นสังสารวัฏแห่งตัณหา
until it becomes samsara of titti, samsara of desire,
หลงวนเวียน
deludedly
กลายเป็น
circling,
สังสารวัฏแห่งสมุทัย
until it becomes samsara of samutai, of the causes of suffering. May everything be ahosi, ahosi,
ahosi
ahosi.